The following program is rated G. It is suitable for all audiences.
Hi, my name is Casey and I will be your first presenter for today. Our topic is all about social issues and the environment. But first, let's go to its subtopics for better understanding. First is from unsustainable to sustainable development. The Earth's resources are scarce and its capacity to recover from the effects of some of our actions, such as the emission of greenhouse gases, is limited. It is up to the people of the present what kind of world do they leave or will they leave to the people of the future beyond born. Sustainable development has been outlined as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. All living things rely upon energy for survival. Over the centuries, humans have recognized that they might improve their quality of life by exploiting natural resources like plants, animals, minerals, and fossil fuels. While utilizing scientific and technological data, human race has developed massive production systems dedicated to agriculture, mining, power offer, industrial merchandise, and trade goods. The industries are economically driven and so typically ignore ecological principles that underlie the natural cycles of biosphere. Short-term goals are most popular now than the long-term ones. As a result, there has been irreversible damage to the biosphere that supports all forms of life, and that is extremely has to stop. The next subtopic is the concept of sustainable development, and it has the following underlying premises. Number one is symbiotic relationship between consumer human race and producer and natural system. And second is the compatibility between ecology and economics. The next subtopic is the aim of sustainable development. It is intergenerational equity and intragenerational technology. The quest for intergenerational equity requires that intragenerational equity issues be addressed. In practice, the two kinds of equity are joined because poor communities cannot be expected to fulfill intergenerational obligations if they are not able to meet basic needs today. However, there is no consensus as to the nature of the linkage. One view is that they are two separate concepts. The intergenerational equity is meaningful only when it is defined, and that there is no agreement on its definition. Another view is that the broad concept of equity encompasses both intragenerational and intergenerational equity. Yet another is that the principle of intergenerational equity encompasses intragenerational equity as an integral element. Under this last view, as future generations become living generations, they assume the rights and obligations inherent in intergenerational equity. This defines intragenerational equity for the same postulates of comparable access, options, and quality owed to future generations apply among people living today. While there may be general agreement on the basic elements of a principle of intergenerational equity, there is not yet general agreement on the definition of intragenerational equity and on its legal status. Next of the topic is the significance of sustainable development. The first is reduce, reuse, and recycle of natural resources. The three R's, the reduce, reuse, and recycle, all have to cut down on the amount of waste we throw away. They conserve natural resources, landfill, space, and energy. Plus, the three R's save land and money that communities must use to dispose of waste in landfills. Siting a new landfill has become difficult and more expensive due to environmental regulations and public opposition. By refusing to buy items that you don't need, reusing items more than once, and disposing the items that are no longer in use at appropriate recycling centers, you can contribute towards a healthier planet. It makes a big difference to recycle. It makes a big difference to use recycled products. It makes a big difference to reuse things, do not use the paper cup. And each time we do, that's a victory. By Emily Deschanel. The next one is the providing environmental education and awareness. Environmental education has a good role in making healthy awareness and getting ready appropriate setting for the event and the maintenance of human minds. Environmental education includes participate in environmental management, finding environmental crisis and challenges. This might be achieved by increasing awareness and effectively dynamic the individual outlook on the setting. We want awareness in our behavior. We want moral values for safeguarding and protecting the setting and rising the standard of human life. The next is the consumption of renewable resources. Renewable energy consumption is that the ratio between the gross inland consumption of energy from renewable sources and also the total or primary gross inland energy consumption calculated for a single year. It's calculated because the addition of the gross inland consumption of energy from renewable resources. Renewable energy resources area unit outlined as renewable non-fossil energy resources. Hydropower, wind, solar, geothermal, wave, tidal, biomass, lowland gas, biodegradable pollution, treatment plant gas, and biogases. Next is the conservation of non-renewable resources. Non-renewable energy resources include coal, natural gas, oil, and nuclear energy. Once these resources are used up, they cannot be replaced, which is a major problem for humanity as we are currently dependent on them to supply most of our energy needs. Unfortunately, human society is for the time being dependent on non-renewable resources as its primary source of energy. Approximately 80% of the total amount of energy used globally each year comes from the fossil fuels. We depend on fossil fuels because they are energy rich and relatively cheap to process, but a major problem with fossil fuels, aside from there being in limited supply, is that burning them releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Rising levels of heat-trapping carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is the main cause of global warming. So the next is the population control. The increasing human population is putting large amounts of pressure on our natural resources and is contributing to climate change, leading many people to call for increased population control, especially for poorer communities. While the world's resources are limited, increasing population figures are adding pressure on both our available resources and the rate of climate change. The human population has doubled since 1960 and currently stands at 7.7 billion. The United Nations estimates that it will continue to 9.8 billion by 2050. The next topic we are going to get is the urban problems related to Earth energy. So the one is urbanization. Urbanization could be a word for turning into a lot of work capacity. When populations of individuals grow, the population of an area could swing over from city to nearby areas. This is often known as urbanization. Perhaps tall flat buildings uprise on what had been the outskirts of city, transfer a lot of people there to measure and work. However, urbanization can apply to homestay. As an example, if we stop driving their cars and instead consider public transportation as most of the people in cities do, that is urbanization. What are the causes of urbanization? Urbanization happens as a result of individuals moving from rural areas or countryside to urban areas, towns, and cities. This typically happens once a rustic remains developing. Rural urban migration is occurring on an enormous scale thanks to population pressure and lack of resources in rural areas. These are push factors. Individuals living in rural areas are pushed to the down. Typically, they believe that the quality of living in urban areas is going to be far better than rural areas. They're typically wrong. Individuals additionally move for wealthy jobs, bigger opportunity to seek out casual or informal work, higher healthcare and education. Naturally, increase cosmetic needs, death rates, whereas birth rates stay high. So the next is urban sprawl. Urban growth is fast, so difficult to accommodate with their limited areas of cities spread into rural areas. Urban sprawl can cause increased traffic, worsening air and drinking water, compressed groundwater, provides high rates of runoff and enhanced flooding. Urban area consequently contributes no longer to build higher prices of services and neglected town centers. The next is urban energy requirement. The first one is residential and commercial lighting. Interestingly, lighting up public places like streets, bridges, and governments facilities are enclosed in business lighting. On the opposite hand, residential lighting is all concerning lights that are used within the outdoors or indoors homes. So the next one is public and private transportation. Public transport may be a vehicle employed by members of a community. Conveyance include buses, trains, and railways. while private transport is used by the members of the family or its owner only. Non-public transport includes cars and motorbikes. The next one is electrical and electronic appliances. The major distinction between the electrical and electronic devices is that the electrical devices convert the electrical energy to the other form of energy like heat, light, sound, etc. Whereas the device produces the flow of electricity performing the actual task. So the next is the solution for urbanization. What is the solution for urbanization? Now, number one is combating poverty by promoting economic development and job creation. Second is promote local communities, local government. Third is reduce pollution by upgrading energy using various transport systems. Fourth is produce private public partners to supply services like waste disposal and housing. And lastly, incorporate the care of solid waste spaces and urban planning.
Good day, my name is Liman Jan Bolasco and I'll be discussing about water conservation. So, under pa rin ito nung social issue and the environment. So, what is water conservation? So, water conservation, it is a process of saving water for the future utilization. Yung proseso ng pag-iingat at pagtitipid natin sa tubig. So, yun. So, ano-ano ba ang mga sources ng water na kailangan natin conserve? So, meron dito number 1, fresh water. So, ito lang naman yung naturally na ginagamit natin. No? Sample sa bahay natin. Yan yung mga naturally na iniinom natin. Yan yung mga fresh water. Number 2 is river or ilog sa Tagalog. Example nan yung pinakamahabang river which is Cagayan River. Number 3, stream or sa Tagalog, patis. Number 4, pond. Example nito ay mga fish pond. Yan. And lastly, yung number 5, ocean or yung karagatan natin. So, next. So, ano-ano ba makailangan para sa water conservation? So, meron dito number 1, when population increases, water requirement increases. So, yun nga, kailangan natin na mas maraming i-conserve pa na water para sa lumalaking populasyon. Number 2, due to deforestation, annual rainfall decreases. So, dito habang nakakalbo yung forest natin, may tinatawag tayong evapotranspiration. So, ito yung pag-recycle ng moisture sa mga dahon pabalik sa atmosphere. So, dahil sa deforestation, bumababa yung annual rainfall natin in certain places. So, kailangan natin itigil yung deforestation. Then, number 3, overexploitation of groundwater. So, yun nga sa pagsasamantala natin sa groundwater, hindi natin naisip na makonserve ito at hanggang sa masira na lang. So, yun. Next, mga paraan para makonserba natin ang water. So, meron dito number 1. So, sa pagko-conserve natin ng water, nababawasan natin yung evaporation loss and irrigation loss. Next, number 2, yung reuse water. So, sa pag-reuse din natin ng water, nakakonserve din natin yung tubig. So, example nito, yung for example, yung pinaghugasan natin ng gulay, pwede pa natin gamitin ito pandilig sa halaman. So, nare-reuse natin yung water, nakakapagtipid na. Then, number 3, avoid sewage discharge. So, as much as possible, dapat ma-avoid ng kinokonserba nating tubig yung sewage discharge. Kasi yung sewage, ito yung wastewater. So, kapag nahaluan yung kinokonserba natin na tubig ng sewage, maaari itong makontaminate. So, yun. Next. Yung next topic na matatakal na ng next reporter, which is yung water conservation method. So, salamat po. Have a good day.
So, good morning guys. Ako nga pala si Rob Janes Gumban at ang report ko naman ngayon is tungkol sa rainwater harvesting. So, una, ano nga ba yung rainwater harvesting? So, rainwater harvesting system, also called as rainwater collection or rainwater catchment system, is a technology that collects and stores rainwater for human use. So, yun nakalagay naman sa title, harvesting, or ito yung pagkolekta ng tubig ulan na para gamitin nating mga tao or pwede ring pang refill ng groundwater aquifers natin. So yun. So broadly, there are two ways of harvesting rainwater. So two ways daw. So una, the first way is surface runoff harvesting. Pangalawa is rooftop rainwater harvesting. So ano nga ba yung surface runoff harvesting? So, in urban areas, rainwater flows away as surface runoff. This runoff could be caught and used for recharging aquifers by adopting appropriate methods. So, yun nga, sa urban areas, syempre puro konkreto naman dun. So, walang pagsipsipan yung tubig. So, dito naman papasok yung mga drainage and sewage systems yun. Para makolekta yung mga tubig ulan, tas pwede itong pang-refill ng mga aquifers natin. Example, mga dams, ganun. So, pangalawa is rooftop rainwater harvesting. So, it is a system of catching rainwater where it falls. In rooftop harvesting, the roof becomes the catchment and the rainwater is collected from the roof of the house or building. So, yun nga, yung tubig ulan na tumatama sa mga bubong natin yun, pinokolekta para yun yung magamit natin. So, sa system na to, may mga iba't ibang components sa rooftop rainwater harvesting. So, una, catchment. Pangalawa, transportation. Pangatlo, first flush. And pang-apat, filter. So, yung catchment, yun yung sumasalo sa tubig ulan. Example, yung roof natin or yung rooftops. Pangalawa, transportation. Ito yung kung saan dadaan o dadalo yung yung tubig ulan. So, syempre, dadaan siya sa mga downpipes natin, yung mga downspots, yun. Pangatlo, yung first flush. Ito yung nagse-separate ng tubig ulan sa mga debris na maaaring makuha sa ating rooftop. So, example, may mga leaves o may mga maliliit na bato. So, yun, dito may hiwalay yung tubig ulan sa mga debris na yun. So, pang-apat, filter. So, syempre, importante yun kasi minsan contaminated yung rainwater. So, syempre, baka contaminated rin sa sa bubong natin. So, importante yung filter sa para malinis yung tubig. So, may iba't ibang klaseng filter. So, meron tayong sand gravel filter na kung saan, yun nga, may sand, may gravel, may mga pebbles para ma-filter yung tubig. Meron tayong charcoal filter. Yun naman, meron din siyang sand, pebble, and gravel at may included siya na layer ng charcoal sa gitna para mas ma-purify yung tubig, ma-filter ng maayos. Pangatlo naman is pipe filter, yung PVC pipe filter. So, itong filter na to is nakapaloob lang siya sa isang matabang PVC pipe, tas may mga mesh doon. Andun yung mga iba't ibang filters, may mga pebbles din, ganun. Pang-apat yung sponge filter. So, sa sponge filter naman, sa may isang PVC drum, tapos may mga sponge doon, may mga layer ng sponge. So, yun. So, sa rooftop, may dalawang purpose yung rooftop rainwater harvesting. So, unang purpose niya is storage of direct use, at pangalawang purpose niya is recharging groundwater aquifers. So, dun tayo sa unang purpose. Sa unang purpose niya, yung storage of direct use. So, yun nga, yung mga kinokolekta nating tubig ulan, ginagamit natin sa pangbahay natin ganyan, sa pang-araw-araw. So, pwede natin tong pangligo, panghugas, baka pang inumin din siguro. So, so para magamit natin siya ng mabuti, yun, kailangan natin yung mga components, yung mga sinabi ko kanina, yung catchments, transportations, first flush. Pinaka-importante yung mga filters talaga, syempre, para hindi contaminated yung tubig na gagamitin natin. Well, importante rin naman siya sa sa pangrawang purpose niya, which is recharging groundwater aquifers. So syempre, ayaw nating makontaminate yung groundwater natin, sources natin, kaya gumagamit natin din tayo ng filter bago natin pasipsip sa lupa yung tubig ulan. So yun. So may iba't ibang methods ng methods in recharging our groundwater aquifers. So una is yung may mga balon tayo, wells, ganon, yung mga hinukay lang, mga pits, trenches, or percolation tanks. Yung mga percolation tanks is kung saan naman is may tangke na which is built talaga siya para sa pagsipsip ng tubig ulan sa para sa groundwater. So yun nagtatapos.
Hello, good day sa lahat. Ako nga pala si Jeremiah Diasis at ako ay naatasan ng aking mga kagrupo na igulat ang watershed management. Watershed management. It is defined as land area bounded by divide line from which water drains under influence of gravity into stream, lakes, reservoir, an example pits, dams, farm, ponds, and malay. May tatlong types ang watershed management. Ito yung tinatawag na micro, mini, at saka macro. The next is the management of rainfall and resultant runoff. So forestry have deforestation provided vegetative cover, degraded land and supplement folder and fuel wood resources available to rural communities agriculture. So first is aim to increase agricultural productivity in sustained manner and to diversity crop production. And next is major objective shall be achieved through organizing farmers training camps and exposure visits. And then the last is construct check dams, water harvesting tanks, storage tanks, and channels, repair all channels, implementing measure to check oil explosion. Advantage of watershed projects. First one is improve access to drinking water in project areas during drought. Second one is increase in cultivation area leading to increase in employment. Next one is increase in crop yield resulting better income to rural population. Improve availability of fodder for animals and increase in milk yield. Increase in employment and involvement of women. Next is increase in net returns from all crops. Next is decrease in soil erosion. The last is restoration of ecological balance. Ito naman yung factors affecting watershed projects. Unang-una yung unplanned land use. Sumunod, deforestation, and then yung droughty climates. So, yun ang nasabi natin yung factors affecting watershed projects. Yun yung unplanned land use, deforestation, and then droughty climates. So, pag sinabing unplanned land use, ibig sabihin ito yung hindi planadong paggamit ng lupa, no? And then the next is yung deforestation. Ito naman sa deforestation, example nito yung mga tao na walang haba sa pagpuputol ng mga punong kahoy. Isa dito na affect sa natin sa watershed projects. And then the last yung droughty climates. Sa droughty climates, ito yung yung lupa na having little or no moisture. Ibig sabihin dry siya, no? Kasi dahil sa abnormally low rainfall. Yun lang.
My report is all about green chemistry. Green chemistry. Green chemistry, also called sustainable chemistry, is a philosophy of chemical research and engineering that encourages the design of products and processes that minimize the use and generation of hazardous substances. So basically, nagpo-focus ito sa pagpapanatili ng kaligtasan ng ating environment. There are 12 principles of green chemistry. First principle, it is better to prevent waste than to treat or clean up waste after it is formed. So may kasabihan tayong prevention is better than cure. Kaya kung kayang iwasan yung waste or yung pagkakalat, iwasan natin. Second principle, synthetic methods should be designed to maximize the incorporation of all materials used in the process into the final product. Ito yung tinatawag nilang atom economy. Prevention ito ng waste on a molecular level. Kailangan natin gumawa ng synthetic methods kasi kapag ang isang atom ay hindi included sa final product, pwede natin itong i-consider as waste. Third principle, wherever practicable, synthetic methodologies should be designed to use and generate substances that possess little or no toxicity to human health and the environment. Kailangan ito kasi alam naman natin na ang toxic waste ay nakakasama hindi lamang sa environment kundi pati na rin sa tao at hayop. Fourth principle, chemical products should be designed to preserve efficacy of function while reducing toxicity. Hindi dapat basta-basta ang paggawa ng products. Dapat planado para mapatatili natin ang effectiveness nito. Fifth principle, the use of auxiliary substances should be made unnecessary wherever possible and innocuous when used. Itong mga auxiliary substances na to, hindi naman direktang nakaka-contribute sa structure ng product. So hanggat maaari, sana iwasan ng paggamit. Sixth principle, energy requirements should be recognized for their environmental and economic impacts and should be minimized. Synthetic methods should be conducted at ambient temperature and pressure. So kahit saan naman ay kailangan ng energy para makatrabaho. At madalas, kung gaano kalaki ang nagagamit na energy, ganoon din kalaki ang gastos. So kailangan talagang ma-minimize ito. Seventh principle, a raw material or feedstock should be renewable rather than depleting wherever technically and economically practicable. So renewable means replenish, mabilis mapalitan. While depleting, mas matagal. Ang sample ng renewable is yung biomass, which is material derived from living organisms. While example naman ng depleting is yung petroleum. Eighth principle, reduce derivatives. Unnecessary derivatization should be avoided whenever possible. Derivatism requires additional reagents and can generate waste. Ninth principle, catalytic reagents are superior to stoichiometric reagents. Catalyst reagents is used so the reactants can react with each other to produce a desired product. The catalyst can be regenerated so the remaining reactants can produce more product. by stoichiometric reagents may produce unwanted byproducts that could be harmful to the environment. 10th principle. Chemical products should be designed so that at the end of their function, they do not persist in the environment and break down in innocuous degradation products. This is one of the largest challenges in green chemistry because it is hard to design stable products that function competitively. For their purpose, we're understanding the degradation mechanism to determine if they are toxic. 11th principle. Analytical methodologies need to be further developed to allow for real-time in-process monitoring and control prior to the formation of hazardous substances. This principle helps provide adjustments and improvement for better cost. 12th principle. Substances in the form of a substance used in a chemical process should be chosen to minimize potential for chemical accidents, including releases, explosions, and fires. The last principle focuses on the safeness under chemistry and the common issues found in laboratories. This shows the summarized illustration of the 12 principles of green chemistry.
Ang ire-report ko po ngayon ay global warming. Global warming, a gradual increase in the overall temperature of the Earth's atmosphere, generally attributed to the greenhouse effect, caused by increased level of carbon dioxide, chlorofluorocarbon, and other pollutants. Ito yung unti-unting pagtaas sa pangkalahatang temperatura ng kalangitan ng lupa. Sa pangkalahatan na inuugnay sa greenhouse effect na sanhi ng pagtaas ng level ng carbon dioxide at iba pang pollutants. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng global warming. Kasama sa patuloy na epekto ang pagtaas ng antas ng dagat dahil sa pagpapalawak ng thermal at pagtunaw ng mga yelo sa karagatan. Dahil sa pag-init nito na umahantong sa pagtaas ng temperatura ng stratification. Paano nga ba natin mape-prevent ang global warming? Isa dito yung mag-save tayo ng tubig na nakakabawas ng carbon pollution. Pangalawa dito, bumili tayo ng less energy na bumbilya para mabawasan yung mga carbon na nagsasani ng global warming. At yung pinakauli ay malaman ng ating pamilya ang masamang may dudulot ng global warming. Kailangan may kaalaman rin yung pamilya natin, hindi yung tayo lang yung nakakaalam, dahil mas alisto at masanda yung pamilya natin kapag lumala ang global warming sa atin. At yung sumunod, no, yung greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect caused by the presence of water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, and certain other gases in the air. Ang reason ng greenhouse effect ay kung bakit nagkakaroon ng greenhouse effect ay dahil ang carbon na sinunog sa power station ay naglalaman ng carbon na pinagsasama ng oxygen sa atmosphere upang mabuo ang carbon dioxide. Yan. Paano nga ma-prevent ang greenhouse effect? Magbibigay ako ng ilang example. Una, magtanim ng puno. Yung pangalawa, gumamit tayo ng less heat water. Yan. At yung susunod, palitan ng mga lumang bumbilya. At magpalit tayo ng yung less consumable na bumbilya. Yan. At yung pinakauli, huwag tayo parating gumamit ng sasakyan kasi nagdudulot ito ng yung sa hangin natin, yung mga carbon mapupunta doon, kaya mas lalong lalala ang greenhouse effect.
Ang nire-report ko pa ngayon ay acid rain. How acid rain is formed. Acid rain caused by a chemical reaction that begins when compounds like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides are released into the air. Sabi dito, ang isang acid rain na sanhi ng isang reaksyong chemical nagsisimula kapag ang mga compound tulad ng sulfur dioxide at nitrogen oxides ay nai-release sa hangin. At ang mga sangkap nito ay maaaring tumaas o magpataas pa sa isang kapaligiran kung ihalo nila at gumanti sa tubig gamit ang oxygen at iba pang mga chemical upang makabuo ng mas maraming acidic pollutants na kilala bilang acid rain. What are the effects of acid rain? Ano ang epekto ng acid rain? The ecological effects of acid rain are the most clearly seen in aquatic environments such as streams, lakes, and marshes where it can be harmful of fish and other wildlife. Ang ecological na epekto ng acid rain ay hindi malinaw o makikita sa mga nabubuong kapaligiran tulad ng sapa, lawa, at marshes kung saan maaaring mapanganib ang mga isda at iba pang wildlife. Nakakasakit ba ang acid rain? Can acid rain hurt you? The harmful people from acid rain is not direct walking in acid rain or even swimming in an acid lake is no more dangerous than walking or swimming in clear water. Ang nakakapinsala sa mga tao mula sa acid rain ay hindi direktong naglalakad sa isang acid rain o kahit na anong palangoy sa isang lawa na may acid. Hindi mas delikado kaysa sa paglalakad o paglalangoy sa malinis na tubig. Why acid rain is harmful? Acid rain can be extremely harmful to forest. Acid rain that seeps into the ground can dissolve nutrients such as magnesium and calcium that trees to be healthy. Acid rain also causes aluminum to be released into the soil, which makes it difficult for trees to take up the water.
Hello guys, ako nga pala si Mark. You can call me Mac. Dito ako ngayon para i-discuss yung sa Module 3 about ozone layer depletion. Hindi ko na kagad papatagalin. Sabi niya dito, ozone is an important chemical species present in stratosphere. Its concentration is about 10 ppm. It acts as a protective shield for the life on the earth. Ozone is produced and also broken down by photochemical reaction, thus maintaining equilibrium. Sa madaling salita, dun sa ozone layer depletion, binabanggit niya dun yung barrier ng earth, yung kumbaga yung pinaka outermost part nung parang kalangitan, yung atmosphere, stratosphere. Yun yung kasi nagpo-protekta sa atin tungkol dun. Hindi naman siya tungkol, kumbaga siya pumoprotekta sa atin sa ultraviolet rays. Ito yung mga rason kung bakit nagkakaroon ng depletion, no? Chlorine released from CFC and bromine released from halogens are the most important chemicals associated with ozone layer depletion. Sinearch ko yung CFC, meaning yun is chlorofluorocarbon, which means parang siya yung parang chemical na binubugan ng mga pabrika, yung mga usok, yung combustion ng mga sasakyan, kaya nagkakaganon. High altitude aircrafts and chemicals emitted by industrial parts and automobiles. Kaya nga gaya ng sinabi ko sa inyo, yung sa mga sasakyan, tapos yung mga sa may aeroplano, diba? Yung mga usok na binubugan ng mga yun, nakakasama dun sa stratosphere. Tsaka yung mga nagiging epekto nun sa mga tao is ito, nagbigay din sila. Mark rise in cause skin cancer, damage immune system, eye ailments such as cataract, shorter life of paint and plastic. Sa madaling salita, kapag sobrang init, diba? Pag tumitingin ka sa araw, alam naman natin kapag tumitingin ka sa araw is masakit sa mata. Pero iba pa rin yung yung kapag yung parang polluted na yung hangin, yung kalangitan, diba? iba na rin yung nararanasan nating tinatawag na heat index yun. Tapos yung sa mga quarry, sa mga upuan naman, yung mga plastic, no. Kung mapapansin nyo kapag napababad sa araw yan nang matagal, yung hindi naman sa rumurupok, nagbabago ng substance. Yung pag nagfi-fade yung kulay ng mga upuan, gano'n. Di katulad kapag nasa lang sila lilim ng mga sikat ng araw. Tapos, yun din sinabi niya, destruction of aquatic life. Alam naman natin kapag sobrang init is parang kulang sa oxygen yung mga isda. Minsan nakakaroon ng fish kill, diba? Alam naman natin yan. Ngayon, paano daw mababawasan yung paggamit, yung kumbaga, hindi naman sa mababawasan, kung paano lang makokontrol yung paggamit ng mga chlorofluorocarbon. Sinabi niya dito, replacing CFCs. CFC kasi makikita mo yun kapag hindi naman siya totally makikita, ginagamit siya kasing compound sa air condition, refrigerator. Okay lang naman gumamit ng refrigerator, mabawasan lang natin yung paggamit ng aircon, gumamit tayo ng electric fan. Tapos sa mga sasakyan, bawasan yung paggamit, hindi naman sa tanggalin, gumamit na lang minsan ng bisikleta, maglakad, gano'n. Tapos yun lang sinabi dito. That's all for today. Salamat. Thank you.
Good day, I'm Lemil Gani and my report is about environmental law, rules, and its regulation in the country. First is the PD 1586 or Environmental Impact Statement System. It is a process involving predicting and evaluating the likely impact of a project on the environment during construction, commissioning, operation, and abandonment. And Section 4 of PD 1586 provides that no person, partnership, or corporation shall be undertake or operate any such declared environmentally critical project on area without first securing an environmental compliance certificate or ECC. ECC is a document issued by the DENR or ENB after a positive review of an ECC application. ECC validity is throughout the entire project lifetime provided. Next is the RA 8749 or the Philippine Clean Air Act. It is a comprehensive air quality management policy and programs which aims to achieve and maintain healthy air for all Filipinos. Polluters must pay. Air sampling activities are source sampling, motor vehicles emission test through LTO, continuous ambient air quality monitoring station. Next is RA 9275 or the Philippine Clean Water Act. It aims to protect the country water bodies from pollution from land-based source, industries and commercial establishments, agriculture and community household activities. Water quality standards, general effluent standards, designation of water quality management area. In RA 9275 Prohibited Act, discharging, disposing, or causing to be disposed materials of any kind, directly or indirectly, into water bodies or along the margin of any surface water. Discharging regulated water pollutants without the valid required discharge permit. Refusal to allow entry, inspection, and monitoring as well as access to report and records. Disposal of potentially infectious medical water into seawater by vessels. Refusal or failure to submit reports and or designated pollution control officer. Next, the Republic Act 6969 or Toxic Substance and Hazardous Waste Control Act. An act to control toxic substances and hazardous and nuclear waste, providing penalties for violation thereof and for other purposes. Hazardous waste management from cradle to grave. is an imperative of the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, more commonly known as the RCRA. This law passed in 1976 established a framework for the proper management of hazardous waste from creation or cradle to disposal or degrade. The chemical managements are PICCS. It is a list of all existing chemicals and chemical substances used, sold, distributed, imported, processed, manufactured, stored, imported, traded, or transported in Philippines. Next is the PMPIN. Purpose to screen harmful substances before they enter the Philippine commerce. Next is the PCL. It is a list of existing and new chemicals that the DNR has determined to potentially pose unreasonable risk to public health, workplace, and the environment. Next is the CCO. Prohibits, limits, or regulate the use of manufactured, import, export, transport, processing, storage, provision, and wholesale of those priority chemicals that are determined to be regulated, passed out for public health, workplace, and environment. Next is the Republic Act 9003 or Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000. Under this act are creation of the National Solid Waste Management Commission, the National Ecology Center, and the Solid Waste Management Board in every province, city, and municipality in the country. Formulation of the National Solid Waste Management Framework, 10 years solid waste management plans by local government units consistent with the National Solid Waste Management Framework, establishment of materials recovery facility in every barangay or cluster of barangays, prohibition against the use of open dumps, setting guidelines, criteria for the establishment of controlled dumps and sanitary landfills, provision of rewards, incentives, both fiscal and non-fiscal financial assistance, grants, and the like to encourage FGUs and the general public to undertake effective solid waste management. Mandatory segregation of solid waste to be conducted primarily at the source such as household, institutional, industrial, commercial, and agricultural source. Setting of minimum requirements in ensure systematic collection and transport of waste and proper protection of the health of the garbage collector. Next is the RA 9512 or Environmental Education Act of 2008. This act provides for the promotion of environmental awareness for environmental education, which shall encompass environmental concept and principles, environmental laws, the state of international and local environmental best practices, the threats of environmental degradation and its impact to human well-being, the responsibility of the citizenry to environment, and the value of conservation, protection, and rehabilitation of natural resources in the environment. Thank you. Pro Nature Day to all of us.
Catch 'em all.